What's happening, Big View crew? Welcome to another Big View session, an educational session where we're going to teach you some stuff that's going to help you to be successful in your future. Does showing up on screen freak you out? Have you ever been on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram and seen somebody on screen and you said, oh my gosh, I need to be doing more of that? Well, guess what? We're going to show you today how to get through the butterflies and fly to your future. I'm so glad that you are here. We've got a lot of great stuff for you today. Do me a favor, if you are in the comments, write your globe dot, the place on the planet that you are. Put that in the chat for me so I can see where you're logging in from, so I can shout you out. I want to see who's here. Okay, cool. We've got some people from Maryland. Yes, I see that. Fantastic. Anybody else? Let me see. Are they coming through, Bruno? I want to make sure that we get to shout people. Okay. While they come up, I'm going to shout some people out in a second, but I want to give you a sense of what we're going to be walking through today. Today's session is about the soft skills that you need to be able to show up on video with confidence in a compelling way so that you can connect with your ideal audience and ultimately gain more sales for your business and for your customers, for yourself. I'm messing up all my words today. It's okay. All right. So let's see who we've got. We've got somebody from Mexico. Hold on. Let me make sure I get these names correctly. We have Meg from Mexico. Excellent. We got Linda from Toronto. I like it. We've got someone from Brooklyn, Urban Heat, 98.1. Okay. All right. That's like Kiss FM from Brooklyn. All right. Pittsburgh, Claudine from Pittsburgh. I love it. Excellent. Taryn from New Jersey. Ashraf from Egypt. Whoa, we got Egypt people. Toronto, Canada. I like it. Claire from New York. All right. From Niskayuna, New York, the Language Learning Institute. We've got a lot of great people. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Excellent. Awesome. So listen, you all, we're going to be chatting today about the soft skills to pay the bills, especially when you are on video. Now, before we jump on in to our session, I want to share with you the layout of today. I'm going to share some thoughts. I'm going to share with you some information about how to enhance your on-camera delivery, how to make sure that you have growth in the soft skills that are going to connect a little bit more with your audience. Then I'm going to share a couple of user videos. Today's session is an Ask the Expert session where we'll have a couple of user videos, and I'll share with you how to submit those videos just a little bit later on, because we want to be able to help you use BigView in a way that's valuable to you and your business. And so as we check out those user videos, we're going to have more expert sessions. And today is a special day because there's several giveaways that we've got. Giveaway number one is this. During our expert sessions, what we're going to be doing is giving you 3 months of access to the pro version of BigView for anyone who submits a video and it is used on the show. So we've got 3 people today already who are winners, who are already going to get 3 months of access to the pro version of BigView so that they can increase their business. And so we're going to let you know in a little while how to submit your user videos. We're going to give some feedback on those videos, and then we'll have some Q&A today before we wrap up. Okay, so that's the layout of our session today. Now, I asked you at the beginning, or I shared at the beginning, about being nervous on camera. Do me a favor. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most scared, how nervous are you when you have to get on camera? How nervous are you? Go ahead and put that in the chat or in the comment area for me. On a scale of 1, okay, let me get my numbers together here. On a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being the most scared, how nervous are you when you have to get on video or on camera? Go ahead and share that with me in the chat. I want to see. We've got some more people jumping in. In the meantime, let me shout out some other people. I've got Charlotte, North Carolina. Love it. Tony J from Windsor, Canada. Wow, fantastic. Excellent, excellent. All right, so I've got some coming in here. We've got some 4s. Wow, we've got some people that are nearly freaked out. We've got somebody that's above the 5. They're at 10. All right, we've got Indianapolis is at a 3, kind of halfway. Okay, we've got some people that are at 2s. Okay, All right. We got some people that are saying, okay, I'm pretty okay with it. Hope is at a 3. I like it. Michelle Matthews Calloway is like, listen, I am a pro on camera. I'm great. I'm just at a 1. I'm not even scared of it at all. Nellie Johnson says 5. Freaked out. Okay. Ashraf is at a 3. Bright is at a 5. Peter is at a 2. Okay. All right. So we've got it a little bit, we've got it all over the spectrum here. We got it all over the spectrum. Well, listen, I got to give you some background on me. Some people say to me, Robert, you look so calm on camera. Yeah, that's the look. You don't know what's going on the inside, right? They say you look so comfortable. You look like you've been doing it all your life. You look like you were born with a camera in your face. And that is not what all of us are born with, right? I see some people saying Big View's camera teleprompter helped me out a lot. Yes, and brought the 4 down to about a 2. I love that. I love that. Excellent. Listen, this is what I want you to be doing as we're walking through today. I want you to share your comments, share your thoughts in the chat and in the comments area. We're having a conversation. Okay, this is not just Robert throwing information at you. We're having a conversation today, and I want us to keep the conversation going. So people say, Robert, why do you look so comfortable on camera? Now, because people see somebody like Robert, because people see somebody that may be an actor or an actress, or they may see somebody who is a news or journalist and they look comfortable on camera, they feel like, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Or they look at Instagram, or they look at, well, TikTok's back. They look at all of these different visual media, and they see people and they see how comfortable they look, and they compare that to themselves and say, oh my gosh, I can't do that. Why? Number one, do we compare ourselves? Number two, what keeps people from getting on camera? I've got to share this. In this year, 2025, okay, maybe I shouldn't share the year because we want to make this evergreen, right, Bruno? Okay. In this time that we're in, video is one of the best ways to create visibility for your business. If you have a business and you're not on camera and you're not on video, you're missing out on a whole lot of business. One of the best ways to get your brand seen, one of the best ways to create visibility is for you to be on camera. Go ahead. Tell me how many of you are using video in your business right now. Are you creating reels? Are you creating TikToks? Are you creating podcasts? Are you creating long form content of any sort? Go ahead and share with me in the chat. What are you doing with video right now? If you are at all. If you're not, then just say, I'm not. And that's okay. That's okay. But I just want us to call this out and share this, right? Some of the reasons why people do not get on camera, number one, the nerves, right? They feel the butterflies. They get on camera, they get on screen, and they feel the butterflies. I remember when I was in college and I led a musical group and I was at a concert. I was a leader of the group and I was at a concert and I had to speak on the microphone. Man, I felt so super nervous. That concert was recorded and I saw the video after and I was looking at myself like, oh my gosh, you look so crazy and weird. And I was finding everything wrong with myself. And that's one of the things that a lot of us do. We see ourselves on camera one time, or somebody took a video of us and we weren't ready for the video. And we saw the video and we said, oh my gosh, I look so weird. I look terrible. And we criticize ourselves. All right. Somebody says, I'm making the video, but they don't post it. Yes, there are a lot of people that do that. I want to make this year my video production year. I love it. I love it. I share mostly reels. I'm currently working on a product. I love it. Oh, and somebody said they created reels, but haven't released them. Yeah. Right. There are so many different things that we're thinking about and walking through, and so many feelings and emotions that we have around this whole idea of video. I was looking at these videos of myself and I was criticizing myself. And one of the things, and I'm going to be super vulnerable. I'm going to be super vulnerable for a moment here. One of the reasons I didn't like being on video at first is because I would focus on my body parts. I would focus on my body parts. And because I was focused on my body parts, I would think that other people were focusing on that as well. And now I'm at an age where I don't even care about certain things, right? But what I would not want, why I wouldn't get on video at first was because I would say, oh my gosh, my nose is big and shiny. And then after that, I was doing some video some years ago, and somebody came on video. And trolls are another reason why people are scared of video, right? I got on video and I was doing this video, and I was reading the comments after, and some dude, or I don't know if it's a dude, whatever it is, somebody came in the comments and they wrote picklehead. I'm being super vulnerable right now. And so I felt a certain way about it. I got in my feelings about it because I had in my lifetime walked through all of the different emotions, self-esteem, self-image stuff. As a kid, my name's Robert, and sometimes as a kid, I got called Big Head Bobby, and I hated it. I hated it, absolutely hated it. And so I had these feelings about my physical appearance. I had some stuff. I'm focusing on the nose, I'm focusing on the head, I'm focusing on the shape, I'm focusing on the lips, I'm focusing on all these things. And I was not doing video, or I was holding myself back from doing it because I was focused on some of these things. And that's not just me, that's some of you. Some of you are a little bit nervous about how you will show up, or the things that you're focused on, because you feel like everybody else is going to focus on that same thing. Here's another quick story, and this is not about body parts, but I was in a musical group. I shared this with you earlier, and we went to the studio to record. So the producer says, Robert, go into the booth and record your solo. So I go in, I record the solo, and after we record, I come out and he says, let's sit down and listen to it. I'm like, no, 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 I don't want to listen to it. He says, my gosh, what a reaction. Why don't you want to listen to it? I said, well, because I don't like the way my voice sounds on recording. And he looks at me and he says, well, you know that voice that you hate the sound of the way it sounds on recording? You know, that's the one that we hear all the time and we're cool with it, right? And at that moment, I realized how silly I sounded, because I'm like, man, I don't like my voice. I don't like the way I sound. And everybody else hears it all the time and they're not complaining about it. Nobody comes up to me and says, hey, Robert, I don't like the shape of your head. Nobody comes up to me and says, hey, Robert, I don't like the shape of your nose. Nobody comes up to me and, they might think it. I don't even care if they think it, but they never say it, right? People are not as critical of you as you are of yourself. And so all of these reasons why we have for not being on video: nervous, focus on body parts, fear of criticism. And so nerves is another big deal. I'm loving the comments here. Some people are saying me too. They're laughing. Yeah, right. Nerves is a big thing. And sometimes when I do public speaking coaching, people come to me and they say, hey, Robert, I want to get rid of the nerves. I feel these butterflies. And my comment to them is, well, our job is not to get rid of the butterflies, it's to help them fly in formation. The truth is, as long as I've been speaking, I still feel a certain level of excitement, or I feel a certain level of energy. You want to call it anxiety, you want to call it nervous, but I feel a certain level of butterfly before I get on stage. And so, from a scientific perspective, the same chemicals that create what we call fear are the same chemicals that are responsible for excitement as well. And so it's a matter of what I've told my brain to do with that information. So if I tell my brain, okay, yep, I'm feeling this stuff bubbling up, inside. I'm feeling these feelings, brain. What do I do with it? I tell my brain, no, that's not nervousness. No, that's not criticism. No, that's not fear. I tell my brain it's excitement. I'm warming up. I'm getting ready to go out and do something amazing. I'm getting ready to get on camera and share something awesome and amazing. And so we've got to reframe what we do. We've got to reframe what we think. The information, our brains just give us information, right? Our body just gives us information, and it's up to us to determine what to do with it. Some people can say things to you, and if you decide that you're going to make it mean something different, then you get to do that. If they decide what to say and it has control, or it changes how you feel, then now they've got control over you. You've lost your power. So as you decide that you want to do video, as you decide that you want to do something amazing, as you decide that you want to grow your business, I believe that communication and speaking is one of the best avenues for you to grow your business. As you decide to embrace that vehicle, as you decide to embrace that avenue, you get to choose how you show up. You get to choose what the data means to you. And the data is that you're awesome. The data is that you have a voice. The data is that you have a message. Don't let anybody take that away from you. All right. Somebody said, I can relate. I made a video and edited and downloaded it, and then I deleted it. Yeah. I've been through that. A lot of people go through that. So let's walk through some stuff. Let's walk through some stuff today. I want to share with you some tips, some things that I want you to focus on in order to help you improve your on-camera delivery, your on-camera presence. All right. So the first thing that I want you to focus on is this: get your pens, get your notebooks, get your tablets. The first thing that I want you to focus on is energy. Energy. That's the first thing that I want you to focus on. Because here's what happens. A lot of us get on camera, a lot of us get on a microphone before we're ready. I'm feeling the nerves, I'm feeling some things, and I jump on camera, and what I say right after the camera hits, or the record button is hit, it shows up. I start to ramble. I start to share information in a way that is not engaging, and I ramble for a minute, and before I know it, I've lost my audience. I had 3 viewers on my video or my live stream, and I start to ramble, and I'm looking, and I see it go from 3 down to 1, and I'm starting to build up inside like, oh my gosh, I've lost my audience. So I want you to get your energy right. How do you get your energy right? Here's how I get my energy right. Every time I decide that I'm going to create a video, or before I get on stage, or before I speak, I feel what I'm feeling, and then I do something with it. Right. So if I'm doing a live session, I will jump up and down, or I'll shadow box. I'll shadow box because I'm taking the energy that I'm feeling and I'm turning it into something else. I'm taking the energy that's building up and I'm turning it into the excitement or the passion that I want to convey. So I create the energy that I need. Okay. Some people can roll out of bed and say, yep, I'm just going to click the record button and record because they've gotten to that place. Some of us still need to get our energy right, because if my energy is right, then I'm going to convey that to the audience. If my energy is not right, I'm going to convey that to the audience. What is it that you want the audience to feel? Okay. So that's the energy. So the next thing that I want you to be aware of is your voice. I'm doing a session with my friend Quinn Conyers tomorrow called Command the Crowd. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is voice. The second thing I want you to be aware of is vocal variety. Vocal variety. Have you ever been in a space where you're watching a video or you're listening to somebody and their voice is just so uninteresting or boring that You listen to it for 5 seconds and then you just turn it off. Or you can't really hear what they're saying. Right? I want you to be aware of your voice. Now, when I talk about vocal variety, what am I talking about? Some of us speak fast naturally. Some of us have a certain speed or certain pace that we talk, at which we talk, at which we talk at. Prepositions. I'm getting my English messed up. Anyway, some of us speak fast and we're scared of getting on video because we say, I talked fast normally. Now, we think about speaking fast as a bad thing. And it's not necessarily a negative thing. When you speak fast, that can convey excitement, energy, conviction, and belief. The idea is for you to be able to recognize that if I speak fast always, and if I speak fast continuously, that's a lot of information for the brain of the audience to process. And so I've got to give some breaks. I've got to vary. So sometimes if I'm excited about something and I really want you to hear what I'm saying, I'm going to speak really fast about it. But then I'm going to take a pause and I'm going to slow it down so you can get the impact of what I'm saying. See that? And now I've got a break. And that's another thing. Silence. Some of us are nervous about silence, especially on video, because we don't have the immediate response from the audience. We're nervous about silence. But if somebody's watching your video, they're hearing it. The audio is coming to them in the same way. And so silence is helpful. Speak and embrace silence. Allow the message to marinate. Allow people to hear and allow their brain to process. So vary speeds at which you speak. Speak slower, speak faster sometimes to convey something else. And as we're talking about vocal variety, I want to also talk about the pitch that you use. Some people may use a monotone voice, which is in the same range the entire time that they're talking. And when you do that, you really don't sound interesting to people. Be intentional about the range that you use. So if we were to rewind this live video, you would notice that there are times when I said the range that you use, and I'm really bringing my voice up to that range intentionally and then coming back down when I want to make a point, when I want to make impact. So I'm using the breadth, or I'm using the width or the depth. I'm using all of that. I'm using the range of pitch that is going to make a difference. Be intentional about those things. Okay. The third thing that people also want to be aware of on video is what I call body language. Well, I don't call it body language only. That's kind of a term that somebody else came up with. Body language. Some people are a little bit nervous about what they do with their body on camera. What do I do with my hands? What do I do with my hands? Am I supposed to stand there, my hands by my side? But I'm a hand talker, Robert. And some people say I talk with my hands too much, and so I keep them out of the frame. Well, one of the things that I'll share with you is body language, especially on video, is important. People see or they hear your words, but what they see you do creates context and impact around your words. So your hands, if you're a hand talker, and I believe most people are hand talkers. Some people have different levels of hand talking. Some people are jazz hands, and that's a little bit much for video. And some people are a little bit smoother and easier with their hands. People want to know on video that you're not just a talking head. They don't want to just see this part. They want to see movement. They want to see emotion. They want to know how you are feeling or how you are responding or reacting to the information that you're hearing, and they see that through your body. Let me pause for a second. Is everybody getting value from this so far? Are you getting information that is valuable to you? If you are, then go ahead and just type the word value in the comments. I want to make sure that I'm in line with what you need to know and what you are thinking about. I want to hear this. I want to hear this. I want to, well, not hear it. I can't hear your voice just yet, but I want to make sure that you're getting value from this. Go ahead and type value in the chat if you're getting value from this so far. All right, good deal, good deal. All right, somebody said they like being intentional. Somebody talked about sleepy voice. I'm looking at the comments now. Let's see what else. Oh, I saw a butterfly in the comments. Excellent, excellent. Good, good. I'm glad that you're getting value. I see value. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Bright. Thank you. All right, fantastic. Okay, so when I talk about body language, underneath that also comes eye contact. So eye contact is important on video. And eye contact, especially in this day and age with AI, there are software or there are apps that adjust the eye contact for you. But I want you to also think about this. If you're having a conversation with somebody, do you physically stare at them the entire time, or do you take your eyes off of them from time to time? When I talk to somebody, in normal conversation, I'm looking. If I'm listening, I'll look more. But if I'm talking, sometimes I'll talk and then I'll look away because I'm taking in the environment. And that's natural. That's normal. So on video, it's okay to do that as well. Eye contact, if you use the eye contact on AI, I don't know. I'm not denying or saying not to use it, but you also want to, depending on the length of your video, you want to be aware of how much the eye contact conveys natural conversation. So be aware of that. Okay. So we're gonna talk about eye contact in a few moments again, but I wanted to point that out with regard to body language. What do you do with your eyes? What do you do with your hands? For some people, your hands, you're told to keep your hands, especially if you're in a video where, if I step back here, if you're in a video where they see this much of your body, some people kind of stand with their hands in the steeple. And I recommend really just keeping it simple. If you're talking with your hands, it's okay. Just do something natural with your hand. Okay. Don't feel like you need to keep your hands super still. Okay. Be relaxed. You're on video. Now, the last item that I'll share with you before I go to a framework that I want to share with you is how you respond. And I want to share with you, as you respond on video, I want you to think about telling a story. I want you to think about telling a story. So when I say tell a story, stories have four main elements. They've got characters, context, conflict, conclusion. All right. Or if you want to say it another way, there's the challenge, there's the inciting incident, and then there is the process or the solution. Now, typically when I see a lot of people on video, I see people do what I call the three greeting. Hello, 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 or good morning, good morning, good morning. And that's fine. But do I want to create interest and connection immediately? Saying hello is a great thing. And at the same time, being on video, you only have a certain amount of time to grab the attention of your audience. So instead of saying, hello, 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 everyone, I'm so glad that you're here. On today's video, I want to talk to you about learning how to ride a bicycle. Instead of saying that took me about 8 or 9 seconds. Instead of saying that, I taught myself to ride a bicycle at 8 years old in 30 minutes. Okay, now I've got their attention. Here's what happened. Well, before I jump in, I'm Robert and I'm a communication expert. Let's connect on LinkedIn. Now, let's talk about this bicycle thing. Here's the deal. Okay, that's a different introduction because I've already leaned into the story. I've already leaned into an inciting incident or something that they need to know that is related to an experience that they may have had. Most people have had the experience of trying to learn how to ride a bicycle, maybe falling off, skinning their knees. It took them a day, it took them a week, it took them 2 months to learn how to do it. I spent time doing that. I spent 30 minutes doing that, and I say that up front. Hey, I was 8 years old. I learned how to ride in 30 minutes. Here's what happened. Okay, tell us the story, Robert. Okay, so as you're getting on camera, I want you to think about those. Now, I want to share with you before we jump to the video review. I want to make sure that we have time to do video reviews today because it's an ask the expert session. I want to make sure that we have time to do video reviews, and I also want you all to be able to submit some of your videos for review by some of our other experts that will be on in the coming weeks. Cheryl Tan, Sharon Delaney and McLeod, and also Lucy Griffith. You'll have some of the other experts on who are going to be doing video reviews. So Bruno will make sure that you have the ability to submit, or where you can submit your videos. Okay. So now we've gone through some things, and I want to share with you 5 E's, letter E. Okay. 5 E's to enhance your on-camera delivery. If you're ready for those 5 E's, go ahead and just type yes in the chat. All right. Go ahead and type yes in the chat. I want to see it. I want to see it. I want to see it. All right. All right. I see some yeses coming in. Awesome. All right. So 5 E's to enhance your on-camera delivery. And this should only take us a few minutes to do this. So here's what I want you to understand. Number one, first E is the end point. The end point. Right? I want you to think about, before you jump on video, what are you trying to have happen for you and the viewer? I want you to think about that. What will cause you to just do it? If you're having nerves about this, what will cause you to jump on video and have something happen for you or the viewer? Think about it in this way. I asked somebody the other day, or someone shared with me, if someone in your family is experiencing a traumatic event and you've got to go on GoFundMe to create a video, would you think more about how you show up, or would you think more about the idea that you are wanting everybody to understand, if you wanting everybody to give? Okay, so if you have the end point in mind and what you want to happen for you or the viewer, it becomes more purposeful and intentional. So I want you to think about what you want to happen. And here's some questions that I want you, here's what a little bit of homework for you, right? I want you to think about, or I want you to write 3 topics that you are going to make videos about. Okay? I want you to think about 3 topics that you want to make videos about. And then for each video, write the outcome that you want for yourself or you want for the viewer, and how you want them to feel. I want you to think about feelings. All right? I want you to think about the feelings of the audience member. So that is the first E, the end point. The second E is entry. The second E is entry. How will you start? How will you start the video? One of the reasons why people say hello, hello, hello is because they're not clear on what they want to say to start. And on this slide, you'll see something that says a branding line. I really believe that having a branding line that you use at the beginning of a lot of your videos is a way for audiences to understand who you are. It's an imprint. So what is the line that you share at the beginning of your videos? So, for example, I might say, hey everyone, it's Robert Kennedy III, RK3. That's me. I believe that your voice is important. I believe that your words deserve to be heard. And I move into my message. That's a branding line for me. What is your branding line that you can share at the beginning of your video? And it doesn't always have to be an introduction of you. It doesn't always have to be them telling you who you are. It could be simply a statement about what's happening in the video, or lean into the story that we talked about before. So the entry, how will you start? Let's move to the next thing. I'm gonna get to some of these videos. So what I'd like for you to do homework here. I want you to create a simple 1 or 2 sentence intros that shares who you are, creates the energy that you want, and shares what you believe or how you can help. Okay, keep it really simple and practice it. Okay, YouTube Studio has something like this. It's called inspiration. Exactly. I love it. I love it. All right, let's keep moving. Number 3, eyes. We talked about the eyes before, but I want you to understand, where is your lens? Where's your lens? A lot of times we've got we're on camera, we're creating videos, and we're doing something on our laptop, and we're looking at the screen below us. So I want you to understand where your lens is. Your lens is your friend. Your lens is your audience. If you're standing or you're seated, where are your focus points? Where is the lens that you're talking to? And again, think about this as a conversation. Think about it as a conversation. You do not have to speak staring at the lens the entire time. Okay, you don't have to speak staring at the lens the entire time. Just be aware of where it is so that you know that you can reconnect with your audience at specific times. All right, let's keep going. Energy. Energy. That's the 4th E. Turn up the volume. And when I say turn up the volume, I don't mean turn up your mic louder. I mean turn up your personal energy volume. Because if you've seen yourself on screen, you'll note that the energy that you speak with is kind of subdued from maybe what you want. So I want you to do this. Here's a little bit of homework again. I want you to record a regular video, and then I want you to record a video with super energy. So video number 1 is just your regular video, and then the second video, I want you to turn up the energy by 10. And then ask yourself, okay, what's the middle point between those? Okay, I want you to be aware and intentional about your energy. I've had to go through this process myself. There's sometimes where I'm talking and I think that I'm explaining something in an energetic way, or I'm showing passion. And then I watch the video and I'm realizing that I'm really subdued, and that's not the energy that I want to provide. So I have to be intentional about turning up the energy and knowing what that feels like. Okay, so let me go back and make sure everybody can see that on screen. Okay, so the action is, I want you to record a regular video. I want you to record one with super energy. And then I want you to ask what being in the middle would be like. The last E is your environment. Where are you comfortable? What's your go-to space? What is your secondary space? Do you have a space that you're comfortable recording in? What's your spot? Are you central in your camera? Are you going to be moving? I want you to think about your environment. A lot of times people will jump on, and one of the reasons we don't record is because we are not sure if we should be outside, inside, if the space is right, if it's not noisy, etc. We want to make sure that we're at the very minimum have a space where we can record our information with some level of comfort. Okay, so my environment is crucial. Now, let's wrap this segment because I want to get to these videos here. So I want you to, as you think about videos, as you think about creating videos, as you think about getting on camera, I don't like to be negative, but I want to talk about some don'ts for a second. Okay. As you are recording, don't do a gazillion takes. The more takes that you do, the more frustrated you can be, the more that you will move away from the point or the energy that you want. Don't do a gazillion takes repeating everything. If you've got to record it in small pieces and small chunks, do that. If you've got to record 2 sentences at a time, do that. That's okay. But don't do a gazillion takes. Number 2, don't try to be perfect. Don't try to be perfect. If you make a mistake, I've made several mistakes during this session today. Don't worry about it. Laugh at yourself. Keep it easy. Give yourself some grace. And then last, don't say that you're sorry. Oh, I'm sorry that this is not working. I'm sorry I didn't get to do this. I'm sorry my lighting is not right. I'm sorry if people aren't coming to hear you apologize. Right? Make sure that you own your space, because you're awesome. You're amazing. And you've got an amazing message to share. right? So we walk through 5 E's, and instead of doing something by mistake, I like to say, don't have a reaction. Instead, take an E action. All right. And so that is for you to make sure that you've got your energy, your eyes, your endpoint, your entry point, and your environment taken care of. All right. So good. Was this valuable for you? I know that we didn't have a lot of time to walk through all of these things. I want to get to these videos here in just a moment. But if there was value in this part for you, go ahead and type value in the chat. I see you, Miguel. Miguel says, this is good. Thank you, my friend. Yes. All right. Definitely need help here, says Claire. Love it. Excellent. Excellent. Go ahead and type value if you got value. So Bruno, let's go and get some of these videos. If you want to follow up on some of this information that I shared with you, I also have a community called the Story Speaking and Sales Growth Community. And if you want to connect with me there, let's do that so we can go deeper on some of this. Okay. So, all right. So Bruno just put the link in the chat for me. You want to join that community? Go ahead and do that. Join us, get connected. All right, so we're gonna walk through a couple of videos here, and I'm gonna give some feedback on these videos. I want to be able to do this. Bruno posted the submission link earlier. I'll ask him to do it again in just a little bit, but I want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to submit videos. All right, so let's start with Patrice's video here, Bruno.
Today, I want you to focus on the fact that there is redirection in rejection. Redirection in rejection. You see, I've always handled setbacks a little bit differently than most. And from those rejection, I created my own platform, which now serves the community globally. It's to remind you of how great you are and what's possible from rejection. Disappointment, disrespect, rejection, they're all unavoidable. I want you to focus on turning that pain into purpose, that rejection into redirection. This is Dr. Patrice with MP Student, keeping you updated with every aspect of your life in and out of school. Thank you for tuning in for the Thought of the Week, and be sure to subscribe to MP Student Magazine.
Awesome. Excellent. So let's walk through Patrice's video really quickly. So first of all, and you can put Patrice's video side by side. You don't need to play it, but you can put it side by side with me if possible here. All right. So one of the things that I absolutely loved is I love the smile. The energy comes through in Patrice's smile. Secondly, Patrice, you had great pacing in the video. You weren't rushing through your information that you shared was done really well. And I love that you have a call to action at the end. That's important. All right. I see Patrice says, that's me in the comments. Love it. Love it. A couple of things that I would adjust here, Patrice. Number one, I would adjust the camera height. It seemed like if you had a phone or a computer, the recording, I'm holding my phone up here, that it was a little bit below eye level. And what I want to see is I want to see you at eye level or just a little bit above eye level. What that does, number one, it allows you to connect with me on the same level. And it also keeps your eyes open a little bit wider if you're looking just a little bit up. So I want you to change that camera height just a bit. I also want you to step back from the camera a bit. Your face and your hair and part of your shoulders fill up the screen. But as remember what we were talking about earlier with regard to body language and people being able to see more of how you are interacting with your own message. I want them to be able to see that for you. Okay. So I want you to move back slightly from the camera. Now, last thing that I'll share is, two last things. I want you to give an example. You said that you have experienced rejection and you turned it into, was it redemption? I don't remember what the second word was. Redirection. Yeah, you've turned rejection into redirection. How did you do that? When were you rejected? What was a quick example? So that example might be, I've applied for several jobs, or I applied for many jobs, and I was turned down. And I got to tell you, the feeling that I had was one of rejection. But I didn't stay there. Here's what I did. I created my own nonprofit. I created my own company. I decided, okay, that's an experience. That's a quick journey that you're taking people through. So give that example as well. And don't leave the audience guessing what the rejection was. Give them a quick example because they may have experienced the same thing themselves. Okay. Last tip. You were using some sort of I don't know if it was teleprompter. It looked like you had notes on the side. Now I'll give a couple of thoughts, and you can make me full screen with this, Bruno. With regard to eye movement, if you're looking side to side, just like you're in a regular conversation, for the average person, that feels like you're taking in the environment right around them. But if I'm looking up and down, it looks like you're thinking or ignoring or breaking the connection with people. So if you're speaking to somebody and you're looking down, that's something different, right? You're breaking the connection. They're wondering, whoa, man, what's going on down there? Why are they not looking at me anymore? So if you've got your notes down on the table or the desk or something of that nature, you want to make sure that you have them up, maybe off to the side. So there are times where I'm recording or I'm doing a session like this and I have another screen. So I'll look off at the screen really quickly and then I'll come back. Okay. But looking to the side conveys something different than looking up and down. If I'm looking up, okay, people are wondering, what's he looking up at? Okay. Like he's thinking about. So if I'm looking down, another way that breaks the connection. Side to side. Okay. Up, down, breaking connection. So you think about that. Use the teleprompter inside a big view. It'll keep, even if it's not the exact script, you may just want to have the notes in the teleprompter so you can look right at the screen. All right. Excellent. Great job, Dr. Patrice. I love it. Thank you for being courageous and sharing with us and being open to feedback on screen here. Let's jump to the next one. We've got Oscar.
Tú sabes que el leave quiere decir dejar, pero si al leave le agrego for, suena como dejar por. Indico el lugar a donde voy a llegar. Y cuando digo nada más leave, indico cuál es mi punto de partida. I'm leaving for the USA tomorrow morning. Quiere decir que salgo para los Estados Unidos mañana. Salgo para. Pero si simplemente digo I'm leaving Mexico tomorrow morning, lo que te estoy diciendo es que dejo México a las 8 de la mañana.
Awesome. All right, Oscar, love the use of different camera distances here. Notice that Oscar goes in and Oscar goes out. And there are times when Oscar is further back that there are messages above Oscar's head. I love, and Oscar's spacing is phenomenal here. I love that Oscar has his hands in the frame so you can see, and sometimes he's making a distinction and he's going this to this, and you can see that. And that adds to the words that he's sharing. So I love that your hands are in the frame. This was a great video, Oscar. The only distractor, the only idea, or the only, and this is a nitpick maybe, is what I would call lip smack. There are a few times in the video where you hear the sound. And what that is, there are a couple of indicators for that, or that indicates a couple of things. It indicates the body's natural response to rehydrate. Sometimes we're talking and we've got dry mouth, and you lick your lips, you try to move the internal saliva around. I don't know if y'all are grossed out by saliva, but yeah. Right. So our body tries to rehydrate. So some of that equates to lip smacking. So before we do videos, before we speak, before we present, hydrate. Okay. And that's going to help with some of that. And I also recommend keeping the face and muscles loose. The tighter we are, the easier it is for us to try to pull the muscles apart as we are speaking. So use muscle relaxation exercises. It may be as simple as you taking your hands and massaging the face so that we can be loose, relaxed, and hydrated. Awesome video. I love it. I love the colors. I love blue. I love the blue gradient. Thank you so much, Oscar. All right, let's go with our last one. And yeah, y'all heard me smack just now. Great timing, Robert. All right, go with the last video. Go ahead.
Well, hello there. I'm Henry Nelson III, and I'm here to give a testimony of Rolando Watts' voiceover masterclass. Well, I did voiceovers in the past, maybe 10 years ago, and life got in the way and I left it to the wayside. But people kept telling me, oh, you have a good voice. I think you should be on the radio. You sound well. And I thought, you know, now's the time to get back into the game of voiceover work. Fortunately, I was able to find Rolanda Watts and her 6-week masterclass. Now, Rolanda is an amazing person.
Okay. No, these are not their AIs. So let me talk like Henry for a second. Yeah. Let's go. I love Henry's voice. Oh my gosh, Henry, you are awesome. So Henry, I love number one, smack dab front and center. Great centering of your body in the video, great use of hands, great way to be relaxed in your video. I can see it. One of the editing suggestions that I would make is for videos that are longer than 60 seconds. Is there a way to try different distances or B-roll or create some pattern interrupts for the audience? You want to be able to do something different. And that's one of the reasons why even on this show, you see me using different camera angles sometimes, and not everybody has multiple cameras, but you can move forward. You can zoom in a bit. Sometimes I am just doing a zoom. Let me see if I can, you know, I'm going forward and backwards just a bit, just to break up the visual sensibility. So you want to make sure that if your video is longer than 60 seconds, try some different distances or B-roll. Okay, so that's a really good point. The other idea, Henry, that I would share with this is using your storytelling more quickly. You started out with a greeting, and then you started to talk about, you shared your name, and then you said that this is a testimonial. That took about 15 seconds. Can you jump in even earlier? So you might say something like the beginning of your video starts and you say, have you ever heard the same thing over and over again from people and then you did nothing about it? Then when you finally did something, you say, why didn't I do this long ago? This is what happened to me. My name is Henry, and for years, people have been telling me that I need to do voiceover work, but I didn't because life. Enter Rolanda Watts Masterclass. Okay, so that is a direction that you can go with this, and I would encourage everyone, think story. How can you use the storytelling? How can you engage people's attention as quickly as possible? All right, so we've got some time. We've got a few minutes here. I can take a couple of questions. All right, I could take a few questions, and while people are putting their questions in the chat, I'm looking at some of the comments here. I see. All right, Meg says, "Thank you for the feedback on Oscar." All right, that's my dad. Oh, you put your dad out there. You didn't put a video in, Meg. I expect that Meg is submitting videos next instead of submitting her family members' videos. All right. Oh my gosh. All right. The camera aperture is on his mic. Okay. He says keep the change. Okay. All right. Bruno is also putting the link, submit your video. Again, if you submit your video and we use your video in the Ask the Expert series, you will receive 3 months free of Pro for BigView. Okay. The Pro version or the Pro tier of BigView. Okay. Excellent. Excellent. All right. So, Bruno, I know we had a couple more giveaways. There's one. There's something that I'm forgetting. Please share with me what I'm forgetting, Bruno. The second giveaway, of course, is if you want to go a little bit deeper, make sure that you connect with me in my Story, Speaking, and Sales Growth community. You can go to that link that Bruno has put there in the chat. And we actually have some deep dive sessions every week. We started last week. We've got another one coming up next Tuesday. So jump into that community and we can hang out. Okay. Oh, so the last one is this. Bruno is going to put a link in the chat for $20 off of BigView when you join. Yes. Fantastic. Fantastic. Yes. Bruno, we're giving away all sorts of stuff today. I like it. I like it. Bruno's putting a link in the chat. When you click on that link, there's a promo code that he's sharing as well, and that will give you a discount of $20 today and today only. Actually, I don't know how long it lasts, Bruno. You'll tell me. But if it doesn't work after 5 days, then I guess it's done. All right. Click that link if you want to get $20 off of your Big View subscription. Do that, and you'll get that information once you get to the checkout. All right. Okay. So Meg is saying I put his video because I'm his community manager and editor. Oh, okay. I don't know. I still want your video, Meg. Let's go. Let's go, Meg. All right. All right. Should you say the topic first and then introduce yourself, is asking Paula. There is not a right or wrong for that. I would say your goal is to get the attention of the audience as quickly as possible. If introducing yourself is a branding thing that happens in 3 seconds or so, go for it. If you're doing multiple videos, whatever you need to do to get your audience's attention. If your audience is familiar with you, if you've got a YouTube channel, you don't necessarily need to introduce yourself every single time at the beginning. People don't care about that after a little while. They want their problem solved. They want the answer to the question that they're asking. So speak to not just the topic, but the problem that people are having. You can say, I'm going to talk today about how to ride a bicycle, but you don't necessarily know who the people are yet. So you share an experience about pain riding bicycles, or how long it takes to learn how to ride, or you really try to connect with the audience by engaging with the conflict or the challenge that they're having first before you say just the topic. Okay, I hope that helps. Excellent. Let me see if there are any more questions. I think we're just about out of time. I might be able to answer one more quickly. Let me see if there's anything else. Anything that you're seeing, Bruno, question-wise? Okay. What did I say the homework was for entry? Okay. I'll put that back on screen for you. I'll put that back on screen here for you. And that is to create a 1 or 2 sentence intro that shares who you are and creates the energy that you want and shares what you believe or how you help. Okay. Now, you don't necessarily need to use that every single time you're on camera, but it does solidify for you what it is that you need to share or use to brand yourself or connect with your audience quickly. So you're not just using hello, 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 or hey guys as your intro every time. Okay. Awesome. Be intentional. Be intentional about every word that you say when you're on camera. Keep the change, keep the charge. Me too. I just said to myself, the heck with it. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Good deal. I'm worried about my hair on camera. Listen, I am too. How about that? How about that? I am too. Everybody, listen, the time is expired. We are at the top of the hour. And I hope that you've gotten value from the session today. I hope you've been able to learn something. And even more than that, I hope you have information that you can put into action so that you can become a better business person and a better member of the Big View crew. How about that? All right. Have a fantastic rest of your week, y'all. I'll see you. Hey there, storytellers. Thanks for joining me on the session. I'm so pumped that we were connected, and I hope you found real value in what was shared. Do me a favor. I want to continue the journey with you. Head on over to getintouchwithrk3.com. That's right, getintouchwithrk3.com. On that page, you'll find all of the different places on the interwebs that you can get connected with me. And there are also some great resources for you to download. Download them because they're designed to help you become better presenters, better communicators, and video storytellers. And that's what we need more of in this world, right? Listen, get connected. Go to getintouchwithrk3.com. I'm RK3, and I hope to see you in my inbox.
With the Big View teleprompter, create videos you're proud of. Easily trim your video by selecting the words where you want to start and end. Color your presentation with automatic subtitles and highlighting keywords. Add your brand logo. Add music for an emotional touch. Add your contact info on an animated business card on all your videos. Easily replace green screen with an image or a video loop. Stand out with a web page with your logo, your video at the center, and personalized button for visitors to interact. It's one tap to simultaneously upload your videos on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube.